Hello, welcome back. My name is John Sparkman and this is the second in now 3 parts, because the third part arrived in the post as we were filming the first one. Second in 3 parts of the Fuji X-T3 and kit unboxing. In the first video we unboxed the actual kit lens. We got the 18-55, the little flash on top and the body itself. And now we're going to have a quick look at the Fuji XF23 f2R WR, which I imagine stands for weather resistant lens. This is a nice little purchase. I think it was about £400, which is a good price for a good prime. Those £100 primes you can get on Amazon by Yongyo, they're alright, but they are never going to give you the sharpness at the lower apertures, they're never going to give you the speed, never going to give you the build quality. If you're shooting like just in a studio at like f8, f11, yeah, those are absolutely fine. But if you need that flexibility and you want that shallow depth of field sometimes, best to spend the money on a good prime. Now, you're probably going, well, if you're spending money on a good prime, why didn't you get the 1.4 version? The rep, when I had a chat with her at the camera store, told me that the f2 is faster, smaller, and just better optically performing than the 1.4. This is a newer model, and it has better capabilities to work with a higher performance camera. So although I could get the 1.4, A, I never shot at 1.4 ever on any of my lenses which can do it, and B, I wanted speed and compact size, which is really why I changed to a mirrorless camera over the absolutely monstrous 6D with the 35 Sigma that I'm filming this on right now. So, on to the review. Let's pop this box open, move the camera out of the way, and go there. And it's a simple black box really. Nothing fantastically special with them. And inside we have a European warranty, which is always important when you're buying from Europe. You do need to get those consumer law coverage and European warranties and all that stuff. Inside, very simple, egg crating inside, and we have one bag with one tiny little lens. And this is the absolute smallest lens hood I've ever seen in my life, and it's the first one I've seen that goes inwards. Obviously you normally see kind of petal shaped ones like the one you have here, which goes up and down, and this is so when you're zoomed in or zoomed out you're still going to get the most amount of light into the camera with the least amount of flaring and ghosting, and kind of protects your picture. But this one is just absolutely tiny. I'm gonna guess it's because inside this is a tiny little, there we go, absolutely tiny little front element, and in fact the entire thing's only 43mm wide, which is daft. My 50mm and my 35mm are between 77 and 82mm wide. I'm just going to attach the front on. There we go. It looks like a complete extension of the actual lens itself. It doesn't look daft and it doesn't look like it should even come off, but you can see it's just offering a bit more kind of protection to the front element. And oh, that's nice, that is very nice. The front lens cap actually clips onto either the front with outer lens hood perfectly, or on just on the front of the lens hood itself, which is really nice. I'm going to pick myself up a UV filter to put on the front just for added protection. We all know that modern day lenses have UV filters, coatings on their lenses and stuff, so you know, UV filters aren't really a thing anymore, but they are good, because if they take the damage and not your lens, it's a lot cheaper to replace. They're £12–13. I really like a company called Gobe. They are on Amazon and real high quality. I'll link them in the description below as well, so if you want to pick up any, they do basically every lens filter in the world, you know, polarizers, NDs, UVs, you name it, they'll do it. Back to this, we have a weather resistant marking on the bottom, we have a clickable aperture ring with markings, which is really nice, and just a very smooth manual focus, which is really nice. It feels good, and it doesn't end, so it's going to be one of those fly-by-wire electronic focusing systems that only works when you plug it into your camera. If not, it will just endlessly spin, and none of the optics inside are actually doing anything. So let's pop it on the camera. I'm going to take the flash off. There we go. And the best way to do it is nice and quickly, so you pop the bottom off, pop that one on. You want to minimise the amount of time the sensor is... Oh, that's a bit tough. You want to minimise the amount of time the sensor or the back elements have exposure to the elements, the elements of exposure to the elements, because you don't want to go and book yourself in for a sensor clean. You don't want to have to get cloths on the inside of those. Don't ever do it. This is a absolutely tiny little setup here, and I'm going to look forward to using this. This is going to be a really interesting setup for me. I love the 35mm kind of range. I've had 50s and 85s and 12 to 24 zoom at one point in my life, and always went back to the 35. And in fact, my best purchase I ever bought was the lens I'm using right now. This I bought it for a friend for £400 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, this is the unboxing of the 23mm. Next up, and finally, this is going to be a surprise for me as well, is the power grip that came with it. The power grip that attaches to the bottom, so I'm going to have a bit of a fun time trying to attach that and see if it works. If you like the content and you like unboxing and tech reviews, stick around, hit the subscribe and the bell button. I'll see you in a future video.